welcome to this first look at Moss Valley. This is a map by VR Modding. Thank you very much to VR Modding actually for sending over this early access copy of this map. And my initial reaction to this, my initial impression is this map is absolutely beautiful. Really, really nice first impression coming into it. Often I say that the first thing I see on a map really does give me a good impression of the map fairly often. And although you come in at this front door, immediately you're into this really nice, quaint little farmhouse at the bottom of a road here. You've got access to the fields behind and looking over the fields down the valley. It's pretty amazing. I'm actually very impressed by this map. Just initially from the get-go, we've got our Land Rover Defender that we're going to be driving around in and have a look around this map. First though, let's have a look at the PDA. And straight off, again, this is one of the more impressive PDAs I've seen in a Farming Simulator 22 map. We have a total of 77 fields of varying sizes. I love that we've got some as big as 54 and 53 here, which are pretty massive, right down to these tiny ones like we've got with 64 and 38 and 37. And there's just lots of variety in the field sizes on this map. So that immediately to me is a plus. Looks like, especially for a British map, this kind of variation is really nice to see. So I'm absolutely loving this. And yeah, this is a British map. It features textures from Bullet Bill and for the wheat, barley, canola and oats and other bits and pieces. But we'll get into that in a bit. Now, there are 105 farmlands that you can buy on this map, including the outer edges and everything, which is done as farmland 90 on here. The most expensive farmland on here is farmland 55. That will cost you 381,100, so a little under 400,000 for the most expensive area. And the least expensive I could find was 104, which is up the top here. It's this little area up here. I don't believe that has a field in it, but it might be a starting farm, and we will have a look and see if we can get up there and see what exactly 104 is. But that is only 8,477. If that is a yard, that would be really good area to start a contracting business from on this map. Yeah, it seems to be it might be a placeables area even, but it's right up the top there and doesn't seem to be a field or anything on it. But lots of forestry, as you can see on here as well. We've got loads of forestry areas. So as a map for doing a variety of jobs on it, this seems to really fit that bill. And I think I'm going to enjoy having a look around it and seeing where we are. So we are going to start off by heading over this way from the farm here. I want to go and have a quick look at the farmyard you start with. So you start with this farmyard up the top here, going around the back of the yard, with a nice big, that must be a silage clamp there. You've got various bits of rubble and it's quite a messy farmyard, but lots of really great British looking barns. We've got a combine in here and we'll go through the equipment towards the end. But oh, this is the first time I've seen this shed used effectively in a British map. So that's really cool. Looks like you start off with a pig farm on this map. And plenty of large pig sheds up here. We've got grain store over there. This is and cattle. We've got a cow area as well. Yeah, this is a nice looking farmyard. One that's a little bit disjointed, and I think that's quite cool. Sometimes it takes a little bit of a disjointed farmyard. And yeah, plenty of equipment kicking around here as well, and nice and tight in places. So this is a very tight little yard to get round. And this here is a Povni farm that you start off with. Just popping back to the map quickly. Yeah, you start with 34 and 33 and 86 in New Farmer. And these are sizable fields, actually. 248,000 for field 34. And those weren't massive tractors. So I think the equipment you start with is going to be a fairly challenging setup for getting started on here in New Farmer. Right, let's hit the road and check out what things are like around the rest of this map. Already though, as I said, lots of attention to detail, lots of bits and pieces in the yard. You can see here we've got, oh wow, an interesting sort of dirt track through. I thought this was going to be normal road continuing through here, but it's not. It seems to be marked on the map as such. But oh yeah, so it's a dirt road through the middle of the farm, and then back onto normal roads. Roads on here are very interesting. It feels very much like English lanes, this, and I like that a lot. The view down the valley is impressive, and the fact that that is the edge of the map that we can see in the distance, it's very well merged in. Looks really, really good. I love the amount of forestry there is on this. It's a huge amount, and I'm kind of hoping, yeah, in fact, I can see this before I even jump into it. So I normally say, yeah, what's the ground like in the forest? How detailed in it, especially on a map with a lot of forestry on it. And yeah, look at this. We've got good details in the forest. This is a highly detailed map. This is a gorgeous looking map, and you can tell that they've put some thought into things like that, because they've brought in the extra textures as well. The more realistic textures, as I mentioned before, from Bullet Bill, Benji, FS has the maze textures are from him. It's got new lighting on it. There's new textures for all the ground textures, so cultivated and seeding and everything like that. This map is gorgeous. Now I haven't yet tested the farmyards out, and we will go back to the main farmyard and see how customizable that is. But certainly at the moment, this is a beautiful map, and I'm really hoping its playability matches up to its beauty, because if it does, this will make it one of the best maps in Farm Sim, which would be absolutely fantastic. And somebody was mentioning the other day that there aren't enough British maps for FS22. I disagree with that. I think there are some excellent British maps, but this one is right up there from what I've seen so far. We've got another farmyard here down by field 70. Some good large size barns, plenty of storage space. You can control these barns without owning the land, so there is that. And in fact, this seems to be very much of just a roadside farm. I am hoping that there is some customization in being able to get rid of some of these bits and pieces if you have these yards. If not, well, it would be good to have customization. I always say this, it would be very nice, and it makes the maps so playable to have that customization. So we'll see where we go. Roads are blended nicely in with their edges. Those are all done very well. I am just overwhelmed by the amount of detail we have on here. And in fact, we're heading up the top here. And I think this up here, yeah, that is the edge of the map. We will turn around in the sell point that we have at the top here. Yeah, so edge of the map is there. If I wasn't looking at the PDA, I would not know I was reaching the edge of the map. That is really well done. I am blown away by how well that's done. VR Modding has done a fantastic job in this map, and in just the everything about this map so far. I am very, very happy. And now this is a map that I can see a lot of people going going onto it and absolutely loving playing. It seems to have a few yards and places to be able to work in and set up your farms. There seems to be a good variety from that way. We're going to head up this way now. We've got some bees up the top there. We've got another yard either side of the road here. So again, that would possibly make a good contracting yard. We are over here. We're over here by 68, 69. So is this... Yeah, there is a small patch of land there. 12,000. Small contracting yard. Similarly here, 36,000 for that. So if you want to set up small farms and setups where you can go and work around the map and sort of build your way up, there are plenty of spots on this map to do that. And that is just... Actually, it'd be a pretty good challenge map for people, I think. You could get lots of people starting in little yards all over the place, and they have to build their farms up from there. Would be a really good setup. Loving the distance view of this. Again, really pretty, really gorgeous looking. Can begin to see a little bit of the edge of the map here, but I still think it works very, very well. I mean, that is a very hard thing to do anyway. And looks like we've got a construction yard here. What have we got here? Oh, this is the livestock market. So nice custom livestock market by the looks of things. And actually, that is one of the things that was pointed out on when the email came in, saying, would I like to have an early first look at this? This does have a lot of custom models made specifically for this map. And it's a really nice bit of detail to have that in. Again, we're down to the bottom here. We've got our sawmill down here. So this is MV. Yeah, MV sawmill in there. And then we'll circle around here, and it looks like we might have a farm in here. Just pull this over here. Oh no, this is this is the dairy. So we've got the dairy up here with productions coming out of that way. So a good number of productions built into this map as well. Also like to see that's a lot of functionality and a lot of gameplay that's built into the map. Always a great thing to see, and I love to see that we've got a good number of productions in from what I've seen so far. We've got a little village up here, and I'm actually gonna head this way. So field 37, this grass field here, this comes with the new farmer setup. I would probably sell this and field 38, you can see in the distance, and get something a little bit closer to the farm if I was starting on new farmer. That's quite a hike from your main farm. And we're heading down the side of the forest now, up towards the top of the map. Loving the look and the size of these dirt roads. I know I've criticized maps in the past for their dirt roads being a little bit wide. This seems to be pretty much spot on to me. Tractor being a little bit bigger than my Land Rover would fit on this road pretty well. And so, yeah, through this woodland. This is such a scenic map. And what a difference it is coming out the other side of there. In fact, that has taken me right back to the main farm, which is the farm we own. And recognizing a couple of the barns as ones that are placeable. Let's see if we've got a very customizable yard here. So into the construction screen, we'll click on the demolish. So looks like most of our yards here is not customizable and not changeable. In fact, yeah, it does not look like we've got a customizable yard here, which is a pity. As I said, I've said this a lot. One of the features I think is becoming more important and people are looking for more in maps is that customization for farmyards. And it is a pity to not see it. I understand that it does come down to mapper's personal preference. But yeah, it is a feature I very much look for in a map these days. It's not a complete deal breaker, but the example I would give is if you want to come in here and you're not interested in doing pigs, then suddenly there's a whole section of that yard that is not usable to you, and it's a pity. But otherwise, the yard is very usable, and I do like it a lot, and I don't wish to take too much away from that, but I would like to see, and this is a general thing with maps, I do like to see that customization available. We've got another farmyard here. This is a cattle yard by the looks of things, and it's not a very big one, so this is a small cattle yard by the looks of things, with a very small, yes, very small grass area for them. You've got a manure heap there, a shed. I think we can get into all these sheds, yeah. We have access to all of those. It's a good, again, a good little nice yard. I think there's lots of places on here that you could just set up, and that does help mitigate to a certain extent the lack of customization on these yards, is that you might be able to actually just find a yard that fits what you want to do on a map. Absolutely. So I think if I was playing this, I would come in, I would check out all the yards first, and then I would go and select one to actually play on, and try and find the one that best fits what I'm trying to do on a map, or on this map, I should say. Right, I think we've got a lot of sell points here. Yeah, we've got Moss Valley Grain Merchant over there. I've opened my back door. There we go. We've got the Stone Crusher there. We've got a corner shop there. Oh no, that's the bakery there. So there's a bakery on the map built into it, and again, that looks like a custom bakery. We've got the shop up here, which is a New Holland shop, and I'm actually seeing a lot of maps beginning to do this. So this is something I think I first saw on Ballyspring. I don't know if Ballyspring is the first one to do it, but these are actually all real tractors on the map. These are not, those are definitely models, but those I believe are actually proper tractors on the map, proper vehicles that can be driven. They're just not assigned to a farm that you can use. So quite often you can go into the XML and edit it and add those in. The other stuff that's in the sheds there, that does not look like usable stuff. But yeah, I've seen it on other maps that those are actually usable tractors. But yeah, we've got a New Holland shop on here, so I'd be very happy on this map with my blue tractors, which would be fantastic. We've got a garden centre up the top here. Yeah, Moss Valley Garden Centre with a few sell points on there. And then heading up to this bit here. Again, we've got a circular road coming around, so that will loop back on itself. I'm still wondering how I can get up to that cheap area of 104 at that top corner. I thought we were originally going to end up there going on those dirt roads. We seem to have what looks like a big grass field up here. I don't know if we have access to that at all, but I'm expecting a farm up the top corner. In fact, yes, we do have access to that, because that is where the stables are. So we're gonna have to, no, that's just a house entrance there. Trying to find the entrance to this farm. There we go, Lightwood Stables. So we've got, yeah, we've got some good sheds up this way as well, and bringing us round to the back. Yeah, we've got the stables and everything. So if you do want to do the horses, there are the stables up here. But this is a good farm in its own right, actually. A really good set of sheds and some nice storage. So that actually, I think, would be a good farm to use as well. Back onto the road, we are looking for a route across the fields. and see if we can go and find that woodland area. But at the moment, I'm not 100% sure how I would get across to go and check out that area at the top corner. There's not been, to me, an obvious road up to that part of the map. So I'm going to head back, and in fact, we've got a dirt track heading off here. So I'm still really loving, still very much loving the detail on here. The detail on this map is gorgeous. Seems to be easy access to all the fields. Seems to me that you're going to want somewhere between a medium and a large, a small and a medium equipment setup on here. I think a large equipment setup, while it will get you a lot of the fields done quicker, a lot of the large fields done quicker, I think you're going to struggle to get the equipment down the roads. Even though these roads are a little bit wider than some maps we've seen, I think you'll struggle to get the larger equipment around. This road here, yeah, this is about the widest I think I'd like to see dirt roads. It is quite nice though, and yeah, do we go into? Right, I think we're at the top of the map. No, we are at the Woodlands, so I'm gonna see if we can work our way through the woods here and give us a nice little drive through here and give an example of how these woods look. And this is what I mean about the variation and the work that's gone into this. There's a lot of different coverage on the ground under here, and it's a lot of detail has gone into making that look as good as possible. Really, really nice. Now, the trouble we do have, of course, is that we're at the other side of the wood with no sign of where we can get across. In fact, I'm going to skip across the edge of field 23 here, which is grass field, I think, anyway, and see if we can get up to this top corner. But we are a long way off the roads now, and all of these fields here seem to be linked together. But we do have stuff up this top corner here, so we want to see if we can get out of here and enter into what is a construction site. So yeah, there is a construction area up the top here. Field 11 is a really weird shape, but there's no obvious road. Whoa, can I open this gate? Yeah, there we are. We are far enough back from it. But yeah, it's sort of a placeable construction zone up the top here. So if you wanted to build your farm well out of the way, you absolutely could up in this area here. And as I said at the start, this area is only 8,477. So there is space to build a nice big farmyard up here. All of your own construction and all of your own layout, which does help mitigate, at least partly, that whole issue I was talking about with stuff not being placeable. We have a sell point up here, so that is card. Oh, hang on, I can't quite read that. Carter Hall grain elevator. So that's sell point up here. And looks to me like as that is the edge of the map, yeah, you've got to get up here with this dirt road. So this is the dirt road we should have taken to get up to the top here. And we will work our way back down it. As I said before, I am blown away by how gorgeous this map is. This is a well-crafted, beautiful looking map. That works really, really well. And I think, yeah, small to medium equipment will be great. I think as a multi-farm, multiplayer map, this would do great as well. It's it just works with so many farmyards and so many little farmyards where people can go, right, I'm going to set up here and then work my way up from that. I think that it would work great for as well. And Wow, so yeah, this road just loops down the side of the map here, and this is where we missed it. Coming round the houses and down by the side, in fact, of the dairy. That's the way we wanted to go. So we'll head back this way, and we're back to where we started, just about. So this map, I keep saying this map is well crafted and beautiful. I think it's very playable. It is missing a couple of base game features. Most noticeable, as I said, being the customizable yard setup. It's got lots of productions, which is fantastic. Really like to see that. It has got space for you to build your own yard if you do want to do that. And it's got a big variety of fields with a really good price setup. Really, I think this is a map that I can't help but recommend. And as a result, yeah, I recommend it. When it comes out, when this is released, I would go and grab it. I believe that the idea is it's to be released on the Mod Hub for all platforms. So I don't know when, and of course there is no specific timing for that. But it will be an absolutely gorgeous map to play when it is released, and I think people absolutely should go and check it out. Just look, just driving through these woodlands is fantastic. I mean, we haven't really done in-cab stuff on here, but this gives you a really good feel for this map as to how much of a realistic feel it gives. This feels like driving down a British country road, an English country road, and it is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, really loving this map. This is a fantastic job VR modding, and you guys should be very proud. It's really, really good, and thank you for letting me have early access and an early first look, because yeah, I have enjoyed this immensely. Now here's the little bit of a weird bit. Our road ends, we're into the farmyard, and this farmyard actually is more extensive than I first looked at because of all these extra bits, but we are back down to the house. And there we go. We've had a drive around the map. Right, before we go, one thing I do want to do is have a quick look at the equipment we start with. We touched on this slightly earlier, but looking at the array we have a good selection of equipment on here by the looks of things, both for doing arable work and for doing work for animals. Starting with the small tractors, we've got a New Holland T6 155. We then have a Matty Ferguson 7716S in our medium tractors. The combine harvester is a John Deere T560. We've got a JCB 541-70 AgriPro telehandler. There's a Brantner TA 23071 Power Push Plus trailer. The head of the combine is the John Deere 625X. The cultivator is a Lemkin Demarand 9/500K. For the seeder, we got a Potinger Terrasem C6F. There's an Amazon ZA-TS 3200 spreader. We've got a Kuhn GMD 8730-FF rear mower and a GMD 3123F front mower. A Kuhn GF 8712 tedder. A Sams Z2-840H windrower. A Claas Roland 455 RC Unirap baler. A Majesty Universal Bucket, Pallet Fork and Bale Fork. And finally, a Nardi N40BX header trailer for the combine header. So that's a pretty good setup, I think, for starting off the farm. You've got equipment to do the cows with the tedder and the wrapping baler. So those are a good setup for that. You've got plenty of stuff for doing the arable side of things as well. That's a decent combine, 2 decent tractors. There's not really anything here that's superfluous. I would possibly sell the cultivator as you have a direct seeder, but otherwise, yeah, I think that's a really good starting setup for your equipment on the farm. So there we go. That is an early first look at Moss Valley. I believe it's coming to the mod hub at some point for both PC and consoles. It is a fantastic map. I suggest when it is available, you go and grab it, because I think you'll enjoy playing this one. So go check it out. For now, though, I'm going to leave this here, which means that all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.